The bald one phenomenon is one of the most unnerving pieces of media I've ever seen. The story behind it is equally interesting, and I want to tell you that story. Before starting the video, turn off the room lights, put on your headphones, and grab something to eat if you want, because this is going to be entertaining. Sit back, relax, and enjoy.
Listen closely. Do you hear it? You will hear the laughter of thousands as the sky opens up.
The story actually begins in 1990. In Pennsylvania, there was a show mostly dedicated to plants and animals. Most kids enjoyed it. The show's narrator told viewers about plants and animals, their nature, their dangers, how to appreciate them, and most importantly, how to protect them. Kids loved that show. However, about 11 years later, in 2001, the program was removed from TV because the host died under very mysterious circumstances. After that, something else happened. On the 13th of August, 2003, almost 2 years later, an episode of the same program, episode 13 titled Trees of Heaven, began rerunning on TV by itself. People were very confused because the narrator had already died, so who was rerunning the show? The episode itself looked normal. The narrator was once again talking about plants and animals. But in this episode, he was talking about a very special tree. I'll show you the clips so you can understand.
Good morning, bushwhackers. Today we're venturing into the heart of the forest to find a plant that's as beautiful as it is deceptive. Poison oak. We all know about it, and here in Pennsylvania it's not as common, but still something to look out for. And here on we aim to uncover all the wonderful secrets that nature has to offer, no matter how minuscule or gigantic. So let's get going, shall we? Found primarily in deep North American woodlands, poison oak has many different names and places of origin, also referred to as the tree of heaven. Imagine that? In China and Taiwan, one of these invasive species made its way to America in the 1700s and took its ground here boldly. As many of us know, it's infamous.
As you saw, the narrator was describing a very special tree. Soon after, the program was hijacked by an anonymous broadcast. A disturbing clip started playing on TV. Those who watched said they saw a red, melting face speaking in a disoriented, distorted voice. That entity was later named Phenomenon 228, so I'll call it Phenom 228. They say that when Phenom 228 began speaking, it wasn't limited to a single TV. Its face started appearing on every nearby monitor, baby monitors, hospital CCTV monitors, anything with a screen. Unfortunately, many people saw its face. Most said it spoke in English, but some people who didn't know English still claimed they understood every word Phenom 228 said, which is very strange. So, what was that clip? When that clip broadcast, authorities joined forces and removed all traces of it. The very next day, every piece of evidence was erased from everywhere. So, it's very difficult to know what the original clip really was. However, recently a clip was leaked and is now going viral. That's the one I mentioned in the intro, and I'll show you that leaked clip here. But before I show it, let me quickly explain the warnings and procedures that accompany it. As soon as the leaked video begins, we're told that the clip is being shown with permission and that the identity of the person who leaked it has been concealed. Then a warning screen appears reading something like, "This video contains elements known to cause mild to severe hazardous conditions. These conditions include properties that can mentally and physically affect the viewer. Please refer to the following procedures to guarantee your safest possible viewing experience." In short, the video is claimed to cause severe hazardous, whether physical or mental. To protect yourself, certain procedures are listed which viewers must follow for safety. I'll quickly tell you what those procedures are. First, you'll need a few items: earplugs, a pencil, a sheet of paper, and a standard Christian Bible open to Psalm 91 to 10. Why a Christian Bible, and why Psalm 91 to 10? Psalm 91:10 is the verse that says, "No harm will overtake you, no disaster will come near your tent. He will command his angels to guard you in all your ways." Basically, the verse is asking you to trust in God to protect you from any coming problems. It's included because what you're about to watch is actually described as demonic. But why the pen and pencil? They say that people who watched the video felt like something was trying to talk to them afterward. It's possible you'll experience the same, and when that happens, you should put earplugs in, have a pen and paper ready, and begin to write things like, "I can see this paper. I can see my hand. I can't hear the screams of those. I can't hear the fists. I am a moving, breathing human being on planet Earth." If, after doing all that, you still have unholy thoughts or intense, horrific imaginations, your chance of survival becomes very small. The only thing left is to pray, meaning the chances of escaping are low. Then there's a final screen explaining that the leakers shortened the original video, they reduced the duration, muffled and reversed the audio. So Phenom 228's original speech is mostly unintelligible and its hazardous conditions are suppressed. But even so, the video can still affect you. As an extra final protection, viewers were advised to watch it through blue light glasses. After all these warnings, the video finally plays. So that was the clip. As you saw, it's extremely unsettling, and as you heard, the audio was reversed so we couldn't understand what it said. But if you reverse the audio, you can actually understand its message. What it told us was, the manifestation of the One. You will be asleep in bed. I will be there and watch over you. When you wake, you will not be able to move any part of you. When the doctors examine you, they will not see me, but you will, and I will see you forever. I'll play you a reversed version so you can actually hear what it says.
Cause a manifestation of my being in the future. You will be asleep in bed. I will be there and watch over you. When you wake, you will not be able to move any part of you. When the doctors eventually find you, they will not see me, but you will, and I'll see you too. Forever, I'll see you.
Garbled syllables intended to represent the reversed message. When the broadcast spread and became famous, it was named Broadcast 813. More than 530 residents in South Pennsylvania watched it. Most of those who watched felt extreme paranoia and anxiety, but some experienced much more unnatural effects. By unnatural, I mean some people complained that they couldn't forget Phenom 228's face. One person said the face felt like it was living in his brain and feeding on his spine. Others reported hearing Phenom 228's voice repeatedly for days. When they tried to sleep, they heard loud trumpets and people screaming. I think this was a cursed tape randomly broadcast to so many people. Who the person behind it was that was never discovered. But many of those who saw the video suffered badly afterward. The date was the 14th of August 2003, the day news around the world broke about the Great Northeast Blackout when power was cut to the area where more than 50 million people lived. Coverage of the blackout in 2003 showed much of the northeastern United States without power. Millions of people in big cities and suburbs from New York to Toronto and Canada were without electricity. Phone service and computer networks were disrupted. News spread like wildfire saying this was due to human error and that many power lines and trees needed fixing. But if you pay attention to the date, the 14th of August 2003 was about one day after the Bald One phenomenon, so a theory formed that authorities had discovered which frequency the Bald One was using to broadcast on TVs And to prevent further spread, they coordinated with NERC to force a full blackout so the clip couldn't spread more. During that blackout, they removed every trace of the clip from every place, which is why the original clip is so difficult to find now. But by then, at least 509 people had been affected by the clip and fallen into pseudocomas. A pseudocoma is a state where your body is trapped inside itself. You can't move, you can't speak. It's a horrifying condition, similar to paralysis but much worse. If you noticed, that's exactly the situation Phenom 228 described. When you wake, you will not be able to move. That's what happened to many victims. It was very difficult to interview them because they were all in comas and couldn't answer questions. However, there was one victim who could be questioned, Joe Japenny. Joe Japenny was a retired soldier and had considerable knowledge of military court procedures. Because of him, people were able to learn something about what actually happened. Later in the video, I'll show you the audio clip of an interview where the interviewer speaks to Joe. But before that, I want to explain how Joe was affected. Joe's troubles began when his grandson came over to play and took a random photo in the backyard, and by accident, Phenom 228 was captured in that photo. When Joe looked at the photo, his life turned horrifying. He began telling people that something unholy was moving in his home and trying to harm him. After that, the broadcast scene occurred and had its effect. Now I'll show you the clip where the interviewer questions Joe.
Hello, Mr. I'm Officer Gomez. Hope you're doing well today. Do you mind if I ask you a few questions regarding your condition and possibly unholiness within your home that your family had mentioned? Okay, first and foremost, did you notice any onset symptoms before you lost complete mobility of your body? Face, huh? When did you begin seeing this face? Interesting. Many of the people who have seen the broadcast that you saw on August the 13th described having vivid and upsetting hallucinations. Do you think this is something your brain has created? Can you please describe this face to me? I still don't see it. Have you been having any hallucination aside from the face? I'm sorry to hear that. Are these screams constant? Thank you. You shedding light on this is helping more than you know.